It's 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. You've opened your brokerage app for the 100th time. You've been contributing $500 every month for years. You stare at the balance, and something clicks. Not a good click, a questioning click. Is this even doing anything? If you've had that moment, you're not paranoid. The math from where you're sitting actually does look broken, and that feeling is the single most expensive emotion in personal finance. Here's what nobody tells you. Compound interest isn't one experience. It's 7 distinct levels, each with its own math and its own breaking point. If you don't know which level you're on, you'll do what 90% of people do. You'll pull the plug right before the good part starts. Let me show you what most people miss. $500 a month invested in a basic index fund earning roughly 10% a year. No fancy stock picking, no crypto. Just a boring automated transfer. This is what Sarah does. This is what Mike did, at least for a while. Same contributions, same return, but their outcomes couldn't be more different. Stage 1. The seed. This is where 90% of people decide compound interest is a scam. Nothing happens. The ground looks the same. Sarah opens her account at 23. She automates $500 a month. A year later, she logs in expecting to see her money working. She put in $6,000 and made $283. That's barely a grocery run. Her money is a polite piggy bank with social anxiety. Mike is sitting at the exact same balance. At this moment, they're identical. No gap. Nothing separating their financial futures. This is where most people think, what's the point? In a world of overnight crypto winners, $283 for a year of discipline feels like a joke. But here's what's actually happening. They aren't building wealth yet. They're building a base. The problem is from ground level, all foundations look like dirt. Stage 2. The discouragement zone. Years 2 through 6. This is the most psychologically brutal stretch of the entire journey. By year 3, Sarah's balance is around $20,000. By year 5, roughly $38,000. She's contributed $30,000 herself. Her actual growth is less than $9,000, about $5 a day. That's not even a decent lunch. Meanwhile, her coworker bought a new truck. Her cousin got a bigger apartment. Her brain is screaming, what am I doing this for? And here's where Mike breaks. Year 4. Balance around $30,000. He does the math. Decides compound interest is a lie. Cashes out. Buys a truck. This decision will cost him over $3 million over the next 36 years. He doesn't know it yet. A famous study found that the average investor earned only 4% a year when the market returned 8%. Why? Because people kept pulling a Mike. They quit during the boring stretch. The whole game is won or lost right here, not in your stock picks. Right here, where you have to trust the math when the math isn't showing you anything yet. Stage 3. The first crossover, years 6 through 10. By year 7, Sarah's balance is around $60,000. By year 10, she crosses 6 figures, $100,000. If you're at stage 1 or 2 right now, feeling dumb, hear this. That feeling is the design. It's not a flaw in you. You're not failing. You're just early. Charlie Munger once said, the first $100,000 is a real grind, but you have to do it. Because once you hit $100,000, the game changes. He was right. The first $100,000 takes 10 years. The second takes 5. The third takes 3. At year 10, her money is earning about $28 a day. That's a part-time job her money is doing while she sleeps. Meanwhile, Mike is 33, driving a truck that's now worth $9,000. He keeps saying he'll start investing again once things settle down. Things are not going to settle down. Stage 4. The snowball. Years 10 through 15. This is where compound interest stops being a theory and starts being a force. By year 15, Sarah's balance hits around $260,000. She's contributed $90,000. Her growth is over $170,000. Her money has now made her more money than she has by saving. Her investment account is a better employee than she is. It doesn't ask for raises. It doesn't call in sick. It doesn't complain. It just shows up every day and compounds. In year 15 alone, her account grows by $22,000 from compounding. That's more than 3 times her annual contribution. And something shifts in her brain. She's less stressed. When her car breaks down, she doesn't panic. When her job gets weird, she doesn't spiral. She doesn't feel rich. She feels secure. That's a completely different emotional state than most people ever experience. The problem is almost nobody reaches stage 4 because getting here requires doing something boring for 15 years while every ad tells you to buy a boat. Stage 5, the acceleration, years 15 through 20. By year 20, Sarah's balance is around $380,000. She's contributed $120,000. Compounding has added roughly $260,000 on its own. Her account is earning about $14 a day in passive growth. That's $420 a month. Every 4 days, her money buys itself a full tank of gas and dinner. She hasn't changed anything. Same $500 a month, same index fund, same autopilot. But by year 20, more than 2/3 of her balance is growth. She's flipped the equation. For every dollar she puts in, the market has given her 2 more. This is where quiet millionaires are built. They don't look rich. They show up to a barbecue in a 2014 Camry and then 6 months later buy the house next door in cash. No Chrome, no Flex, no Instagram, just math. Stage 6, the inflection point, years 20 through 25. By year 25, Sarah's balance is around $665,000. She's contributed $150,000. Compounding has added over $515,000. Her annual growth is almost $70,000. Her investment account is generating a full-time median American salary just by existing. No resume, no alarm clock, no meetings, just compounding. Sarah is now ahead of about 85% of Americans her age. And she didn't get here by making more money. She got here by staying on the same boring autopilot for 25 years. Mike is 48. He started investing again 3 years ago. $300 a month. His balance is about $14,000. He keeps saying he'll ramp it up once the kids are out of college. The kids are not out of college. The most fascinating thing about stage 6 people is they almost never talk about it. Sarah's friends have no idea what's in her account. When you're at this level, you stop needing validation. The balance is the receipt. Stage 7, the exponential phase, years 25 through 40. This is where the math stops making sense to human brains. By year 30, Sarah's balance crosses $1.1 million. By year 35, nearly $2 million. By year 40, roughly $3.2 million. From contributing $500 a month. That's $240,000 total over 40 years. Her account is worth 13 times what she put in. At year 40, her money is earning about $866 a day. That's what a plumber charges on a Sunday. Every day. While she sleeps. This is the level at which this investor exists. 99% of his fortune was created after the age of 50. Not because he became smarter, but because his capital reached the 7th stage of compound interest. Now let's talk about Mike. Mike is 63. He has about $50,000 saved. He works full-time. He tells his coworkers he'll retire at 70, maybe 72. The truck he bought in his late 20s, sold for scrap years ago, the happiness it brought him, he can't remember it. The decision he made in stage 2, the one that felt completely reasonable, cost him over $3 million. He doesn't know it's $3 million. He just knows he's tired. Here's the cruel thing about compound interest. It punishes the people who need it most. If Sarah had waited 10 years to started at 33 instead of 23, her balance at 63 wouldn't be $3.2 million. It would be about $1.1 million. Waiting 10 years costs over $2 million for only $60,000 of missed contributions. The early years, the ones that feel the most pointless, are actually the most valuable. A dollar invested at 22 has 40 years to grow 45 times over. A dollar invested at 42 only has time to double, maybe twice. The cruelty is that compounding looks least impressive exactly when it's doing its most important work. That's why Mike quit. And that's why Sarah didn't. Let me lock this in with a quick recap. Stage 1, the seed, years 0 to 2. Your money is working, but you can't see it. Stage 2, the discouragement zone, years 2 to 6. Most people quit here. Stage 3, the first crossover, years 6 to 10. You hit $100,000. The game changes. Stage 4, the snowball, years 10 to 15. More than half your balance is growth. Stage 5, the acceleration, years 15 to 20. Your money earns a part-time salary. Stage 6, the inflection point, years 20 to 25. Your annual growth is a full-time salary. Stage 7, the exponential phase, years 25 to 40. Your money earns more per day than most people earn per hour. Here's the reframe that actually matters. Compound interest isn't about being smart. It's not about being rich. It's about one thing: staying in your seat. Sarah didn't do anything special. She just refused to look at her boring account in year 3 and do something dumb about it. That's the whole strategy. If you're at stage 1 and your balance looks like a rounding error, you're not failing. You're early. If you're in stage 2 watching friends buy things you can't, you're not missing out. You're on a delay. Your turn is coming. And if you're in stage 3 or higher, congratulations. You've passed the hardest part. Don't touch it. Don't get cute. Don't pull a mic. The hardest part about getting wealthy isn't earning the money. It's ignoring it for 20 years while it slowly refuses to show you what it's doing. Until one day you check your account and realize you're not the same person anymore. If this video helped compound interest click for you, hit that like button. And subscribe for more breakdowns like this one. Not the hype, the real math. Now drop a comment and tell me, which stage are you on right now? Stage 1? Stage 2? Stage 3? Be honest. I read them. I'll be in there. Thanks for watching. Stay in your seat. Don't pull a mic. See you in the next one.